All right, you freedom loving boys and girls, Mark Centerline. Hey, I've got the lighting down low. It's near the end of the day, and there's a reason for it. So this video, it's not going to be about a specific product. It's about a specific material, and that material is X-Pac. I should have warned everybody. You might want to cover your eyes. That's why I wanted it a little dark so you can see how high-viz this is. And I'll jump into it in a second. I'm also going to mess around by zooming in. So Blackbeard, you've seen him before on videos. Great friend of the channel. We really appreciate it. He brought this to my attention a couple months ago, give or take, something like that. You know, hey, have you ever used it? And I was familiar with the material. Matter of fact, one of my tripods, the tripod pouch is out of X-Pac. So I was familiar with it, but I had never sewn or anything with it. So we ended up getting a couple yards, and I'm going to have another video. I'm going to show you some med kits, the medical deployment pouches we make for Jack over at Black Scout. Just don't have that ready yet. But we just finished up doing a couple different variations. So I'm going to show them to you. Really, this video is all about leave me comments in the video. I'm not just trying to generate comments. It's going to determine what we're going to do with this. Right now, I've got a plan for 3 products, maybe 4. And I'll save that for the next video when I show off the med kits, because I should have that video. I should be able to shoot that video Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Wednesday of this week. So I'll add a little bit more, give me a little bit more time to, you know, hear back from you guys and respond. But here we go. So X-Pac, I'm going to zoom. I'm going to try the zooming in here. Don't blind your eyes. All right, this stuff is really high vis. So the X-Pac itself, I'm just going to show you. This is one of our belt pouches, and it's a belt pouch. I got the Velcro patch panel up here, and then on the interior, you can see it's really dark in there because that's the rubberized material we use. So I made one of them, and I kept the rubberized material. You can see this X-Pac, you know, it's got a nice rigidity. It's kind of crinkly. Well, I'll do that in another one. You can see it stands up very well by itself. That visibility, and again, I've got lights on it right now. So, but you can, as I get away and get into the shadow a little bit more, let me try to find some shadowy spots there. I mean, look at that. You can still see how high vis that is, and there's no light on it. Very high vis, you know. So again, a med kit would be awesome. Speaking of med kits, so you know the patch panel up there. These are the normal size patches. So this is about 2 by 2. That's what it's made for. And it resides there. But I personally, and then this is one of Jack from Black Scout. I like his size better. And it's more reflective. I think it stands out a little bit more. And I'm here to tell you, when you put these things on, they don't just fall off. Or you might want to do, you know, a true reflective, you know, for infrared and everything, you know, your blood type on there. If you use it as a med kit, or one of the belt pouches. And let me back it up just a sec. Yeah, okay. So before I go any further, so the material itself, so this is a laminated Cordura. So this is still a 250 denier Cordura, but it's laminated. And because of the high vis, so, and X-Pac people, don't kill me. I'm still getting used to your product, but it's no longer a nylon. It's, I think it's a polyester or polyurethane, because for the lamination process, in order to get that high visibility to maintain in there, but it's 250 denier. So what we're thinking of doing, and I'm going to show you the other 2 versions, you know, depending on people's thought process, how interested people are, I'm definitely going to put it on the website for a handful of products, and your choices will be, you know, it'll be in the drop down with your Cordura, and that would get you the outside made in orange. And then you'll have 2 choices for the inside, you know, and the choice will just be if you want this X-Pac material on the inside or not, because otherwise the default, you know, is per the product. And most of our products have that rubberized material in there. So that's one version. And again, just want to show off the X-Pac. By the way, reach out to those guys, kind of finally found out who it, you know, is, and made contact through a different one of my distributors. So it's so nice to work in an industry that even for little old me, there's still people in the industry making, no joke, American mil-spec, very compliant materials who want to help you out. And right, you know, like that was really cool. So my hat's off to Peter, you know who you are, sir. And then my hat's off to Taylor for getting back to me. So again, back on your options. So, you know, one option, you know, I'll just treat the X-Pac, and I'm only going to do orange to start with. I'll just treat the X-Pac like it's a Cordura, because it is technically, it's a laminated Cordura. And that'll just be one of your initial drop downs for what color Cordura. And then you just go through thread and Velcro patch panel and loops and whatever, all as you normally would. Then another example, let me just zoom back in here again. That's about right, is the always awesome Nemesis. So that's Nemesis camo on the outside, right? That's what we got here. But then on the inside, I put X-Pac in there instead of our normal rubberized material. So you still have the same number of layers. The X-Pac is a little bit thinner. It's a 250. It's got great longevity. It's really got great specs. It's made in America. It's all mil-spec. You know, this is good stuff. And I'm sure there's rip-off companies out there too. I guarantee somebody's already ripping it off. Sorry, X-Pac, you know, it's true. I mean, just unbelievable. But if you look inside, see now, so from the outside, you know, nothing shiny, nothing giving anything away. It's all your camouflage. But then you open it up, and now it's easier to see all the contents of your product. So next month, our limited run product for next month, the month of March, is going to be our rucksack, which we've made larger. There's one right over there. You'll see it when I zoom out here. Yeah, so there's one of the new versions right over there. I'll be doing a video on that on Wednesday. So that's for next month, limited run. I'm going to try to see if we can squeeze in the time, because you guys come first, right? I got to treat myself just like I'm a customer. I'm going to see if I can squeeze in a rucksack in Nemesis with the X-Pac on the inside. So if you're opening the ruck, it'll be just so much easier to see what you have. I'm not going to make a rucksack with X-Pac on the outside. You know, could you imagine all of this orange on the sides of that rucksack right there? Man, you'd be burning out people's retinas. You know, it would just be orange, high-viz, orange overload. So X-Pac on the outside with the rubberized material on the inside. Cordura, just regular Cordura 500 denier on the outside with the X-Pac on the inside, so you can see the interior contents a little better. Now here's another one, X-Pac on the outside, and then just X-Pac on the inside, right? So we still added, I would just replace the rubberized material with another layer of X-Pac on the inside. Now here's what I wanted to do. Let me just back up a second. It's a new toy. I've actually had it for a while, but I've never used it yet. So I'm just trying to get accustomed to it, but that's too much mark for me in the monitor. No bueno, no me gusta, right? So, but here. And I'm not trying to do an AMSR video. I'm seeing if you can hear it. So it's a little crinkly when it's all three layers of the X-Pac. And it's not, you know, so if noise and light discipline isn't, you know, a concern of yours, and you just want the high visibility both on the outside and the inside, I think we're still going to do that as an option. Me personally, I like the other versions. I like, you know, because that rucksack, I'm not sure what we're going to do with, but don't be surprised if that's an IGM. I got mine. I don't know. We'll see. Clint, otherwise, I might give it to you, or we might do it as charity auction. Stay tuned. I don't know. But I really like the camo on the outside, the high-viz on the inside, or the high-viz on the outside, and then the normal rubberized material on the inside. Those are my personal favorites, but I ain't making these for me. I'm making them for you. I think I'm going to leave all. One is simple. I just add it in there like it's a normal Cordura in the drop down. And then I just make another, you know, it doesn't even have to be mandatory. It could be an optional, right? Because it's, you know, if you want to customize it, then you would just pick, you know, interior. I'll probably just call it interior, and your option would be default, which is the rubberized material. And I'll say that. Or X-Pac, and then I'll have high-viz or something like that, so you know what we're talking about. And I just got these over for photos. Have to, you know, go through the photos and all that. It's going to take a little bit of time to get it on the website, so just stay tuned. But I could add it to the website right now, but I need a little bit of time to get the photos on there. So, you know, right now, I think we're going to start off with the belt pouch, so stay tuned for that. Next month, the limited rucksack. I'll do another video on that here really soon. And then I'm going to have another video on what these things look like in the med kits that we make for Jack at Black Scout Survival. And I think that's going to be one of our other options because I'm doing the customized version over on my side. Got to wait to see what Jack wants. If he likes that, well, he's going to get first dibs because I make it for him. But if he doesn't want to go down those roads, then we'll have it over here or might have it in both places. Just stay tuned, right? But for right now, end of the month, I'll have it up on for the belt. So by the end of the month, I should have it up for belt kits. I'll have the rucksack on there and med kits and probably utility pouches. So that's where we're going to start with. And when I do the rucksack video, I'll talk a little bit more because I think that would also be really cool on the inside of like the meat bag, for example. Or, you know, and I haven't tried this, so, you know, maybe somebody wants to help me out on this and I'll help you out too. I mean, here you go. Maybe we make a G3 and G3s are almost gone. They'll be gone because we'll do the rucksacks next week. But if somebody sees this in time, maybe we do the outside part of the G3, the Cordura, and then the inside part, this high-viz. So, you know, you could, when it's open, just turn it around and it's still a huge signal marker for you. So I don't know. We'll figure that one out. But if somebody's interested, reach out. You know the deal. We can do it. I'll do it. And might be helping us out. I'll probably cut you a deal on it because I want to see what that looks like and take a picture or two and blah, blah, blah. But you see where I'm getting at. We're going to introduce it. I'm going to buy a limited yardage just to see how it plays out. It's more expensive. I'll have to end it on that. So I'm going to buy some limited yardage, you know, at the manufacturer kind of price. You know, I've been buying it through one of the online distributors right now, which anyone can use. And, you know, it is what it is. They got to make their cash, you know, but it's more expensive, you know, that way. Even if I buy limited yardage and everybody likes it, I'm still going to have to upcharge just to cover the cost of the material because it is more expensive than the regular Cordura. It just is, right? So, and don't be fooled. There's some companies out there that are doing it, but it's not actually Cordura branded, you know, laminated Cordura 250, you know, all that. So just kind of be careful if you're into that, like I am. So I guarantee the material I'm using, made in America, you know, it's the real deal. It's not, well, yeah, we make it too, but our stuff's from China and it's embedded with like some secret, you know, spyware to track you or something, you know, child labor and all of those happy things. All right, that went a little bit long, but not bad. We'll see. Hit me up if you got questions, comments. As always, I'll do the best I can to help you out. One last time, you know, again, I don't know. I'll do it on the inside of the rucksack. We thought about doing it on the outside, but I think, you know, that would just be like anybody walking behind you would be like, ah, my eyes. Because I'm here to tell you, you know, the camera, and I try to keep it dark, you know, and I got 2 lights right there on really low settings. And yeah, you can just see the stuff is bright. It's very high vis. So it'll definitely do the trick there. And then, but again, I really do like, you know, because I like the Nemesis. I ain't just saying that. I really like the Nemesis. So I like you could have that. And then if you needed to, I mean, you know, look, you could still turn that inside out and, you know, leave it as a trail marker if you had to. You can see I'm just doing it right there, you know. So, I mean, you could still even get some potential use out of this as a signal device if you needed to, you know. I just turned it into a weird inside out sock. I don't know why that would be weird. You turn socks inside out all the time. Yeah, there, I just turned the whole product inside out. And if I needed to, I could rest that on a, you know, a branch or a stick or something as a trail marker to weigh in. I mean, like, I'm not joking. That stuff's really high vis in real life. So that's it. That's my vid. Give me a holler. You got questions? Anybody interested in the G3? Yeah, I kind of might want to see what that looks like. That's not a bad idea. But for now, belt pouches, utility pouches will be coming on. The med pouches, once I get to hear back from Jack, we're going to do one interior of the rucksack. And I think I should be able to see what that looks like prior to the beginning of March. And I'll make a decision. But I think we'll probably have rucksack interiors available. I'm not going to do one on the outside, but a rucksack interior with this material, I think that'll be available for the month of March as well. So just stay tuned. Hit me up if you got questions. I already said that. You know the deal. Keep thinking. Keep moving. Never quit. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember to like, share, subscribe. It really does make a difference. Woo! All right. See ya. Bye.